I was absolutely like in complete joy and excitement and looking forward to this adventure.
Being a seed coach is an opportunity to go and work with these amazing executives in emerging economies that are just poised to grow their companies.
I had recently retired and was unclear as to what I was going to do next in life. And I came across the seed program. The criteria for a seed coach kind of matched what my background was and what I had hoped to do. I was still young enough that I felt I had a lot of experience to share in being a previous entrepreneur, and I wanted to give back.
I think the Seed Coach is a pretty special opportunity. It allows people to use the skills they've developed over decades of experience, but use them in a new context and a new environment.
I worked for companies in consumer goods like Coca-Cola and others. I was also in retail, and I managed a large company in the Middle East.
I was working as a CFO at the time in a startup tech company and had been there for a while. And it was an interesting role, but it was kind of time for something new.
It was a little unnerving in the initial phase because looking at the coaches that were in place, they were men and women that were kind of from big corporations. And I kind of saw myself as a little different, building a company from scratch.
The way I would describe the coaching program is the coach is a sounding board. The coach can be a consultant. The coach is a friend. The coach looks at the business in its entirety, but also looks at the person.
The ideal coach, I think, is someone who has, first and foremost, had senior leadership experience at for-profit firms. So our coaches are working directly with CEOs and leaders who are responsible for growing and scaling companies, and we want individuals who've had that experience firsthand themselves. Something else I think that is helpful is to have experience in a variety of types of firms, so perhaps experience in very large established firms and also more entrepreneurial environments. Really good soft skills are also really essential. Coaches are working with entrepreneurs who are going through a lot of challenges, and so being able to relate to them, have empathy and connect with them and their leadership teams is really important as well. And I think just, being curious and adventuresome. No day is the same in the role of a seed coach, so we need people who can be flexible and adaptable to the role.
When I first arrived in West Africa, the whole seed team on the ground made me feel at home immediately.
I felt like a VIP. I mean, they received me very well. Every detail was taken care of. I didn't worry about anything.
We provide coaches with housing in the regions where they live and work. We'll also provide them with round-trip airfare to and from the region of where they're placed. We provide coaches with a modest living stipend to cover day-to-day expenses, and also include travel medical insurance in case anything comes up.
The assignment was that I was given 5 companies to work with when I was in Ghana. 1 was in Ghana, 2 in Nigeria, and 2 in Senegal.
I worked with each of them in drastically different ways. So one company, I went one solid day every week. I went and spent the entire day with their entire management staff. Whereas another one, we had lunch once a week with just me and the executive. One of the others, I actually traveled across Kenya with. So it was very different in the ways that the different companies wanted to engage.
Regardless of their background, they're gonna get to work with firms across a wide range of industries and even, locations and markets. So I think that's something that's really exciting about the role.
But working with companies in different industries made me realize to what extent the principles of business are applicable to so many different sectors.
This was very different because being able to work with a company over an entire year and see them implement things is just so much more impactful, I think.
What attracted me most to Stanford was that men and women are learning how to transform their business. This is a great way to pay it forward.
It's so fulfilling. I have difficulty finding the words to describe how fulfilling this experience is.
A lot of our coaches will always say that this is like the best job that they've ever had, or that it's a job of a lifetime. And so we hope people will consider being a part of it, even if it seems like a perhaps too big or too scary commitment up front.